Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dark Den. Today, just for you, we have a very special video. A video in which we will take everything out of this huge enclosure, the Junglearium, and we will move it into this huge enclosure, the Junglearium 2.0. Yeah, I cannot believe that we reached this point and we are actually doing this. I checked the videos and I started this build 6 months ago. I went through blood, sweat and tears for this. There was a lot of setbacks, it was super expensive. A lot of you doubt that this will actually work, but there was even more of you that supported me and believed in me, so that kept me going. And also the fact that the original Junglearium is leaking and I'm kind of forced to do this if I want to keep the huge enclosure, you know. But now it is finished, almost finished. We just need the drainage layer, substrate, but I will take the substrate out of all Junglearium, so that is why I still didn't prepare that. We just take the animals out of the enclosure, we take the plants, put them all together in here, and that's it. The enclosure is done and ready. And for you that are wondering how much does it cost to build an enclosure like this, rough estimate would be around 5,000 euros for just the materials, so without the labor. And if someone else is building it for you, I don't think that anyone will do it under 10 to 15,000 euros. There's just so much work and all the complications, all the possible complications. Yeah, super expensive. So I would appreciate if you would go down to the link in the description, check out the web shop, maybe get some merch shirt. Also I have the logo shirts. Unfortunately, most of the enclosures are out of stock, but hopefully that will be restocked by the end of this month, probably. Oh, and an important information for you that are living, that want Dark Den enclosure and you live somewhere around Belgium, France, you know, there is an expo in France near the Belgian border this Sunday, and a certain seller will be there. His name is Maxime Duval, if I'm pronouncing it right, and his company is called Glaswerk & Duval. So he builds enclosures, and also he bought a bunch of terrarium parts, plastic parts, and he's building the Dark Den enclosures, his versions of my enclosures. So if you want to grab a Dark Den enclosure, you can contact him and ask him for specific dimensions. He can build them custom sizes, or you can just visit him on the expo. That is kind of close to UK, I believe. So a lot of you that are from UK and want to get your hands on Dark Den enclosures, I believe that is your best chance. All the information will be in the description and I also wrote it down. Now, in regards to Junglearium 2.0, let me show you what I did off camera. Because even though it seems like nothing changed since the last video, I did a lot of tiny work here and there that is invisible, but if I recorded all of that, I could easily do another video. First, check this feature out. I showed it on Instagram, so you that are following me over there know about it, but you see, I made a hole in this branch to be like a feeding station for the geckos. So now I don't need to have this cup secured with wires or something like that, like I'm doing it in the current Junglearium. Here we have a perfect place for that. It fits nicely and it looks really nice. Second thing, you see this whiny looking thing. This is actually wire for the temperature sensor. Over here we have a heat spot, and this area will be the warmest area in the Junglearium, because geckos of course need a basking spot, and that is all hooked up to the installation over there. We have the controller here. By the way, I know that there is a huge mess with all the wires here, but I will still probably do some changes, so I didn't want to waste the time. This is hooked up, you see over there, that's the power supply for this fan, while this is the power supply for these fans inside of the Junglearium. This is the timer for the lights. This is the timer for the fan. This is power cable for the heat unit, and this is power cable for this power supply. It is always on, so it doesn't need a timer, while heat is, as I said, this device turns it on and off, so I don't need a timer. And also in the middle you see this wire. This is for the newest Arcadia LED bar that got timer within, that is controlled via app. So that also doesn't need to be hooked on a timer. And the pump for the waterfall is, as you know, on the other side of the wall, right here in this bucket that is acting as a filter. Currently there is no filter media inside because we will take everything out of the Junglearium once we disassemble it. Also the misting system is on this side of the wall. This is the pump for the misting system, and I actually hooked up all the nozzles. As you see, I have ton of misting nozzles. They are all from the Junglearium, so currently the original Junglearium is without any misting, so we definitely need to tear it down today. I also did some minor work on the door system that took forever because I had to close all the gaps, all the potential gaps through which the lizards and small animals can go out. That took a while, so I won't bore you with all the details. Let's take the animals out of the Junglearium. Let's do the fun stuff, and you see I already prepared the cups, but I don't really know how many frogs there are in the Junglearium, so I don't know if I will need more. And by the way, look at this. This little bugger is the first animal that I took out of the Junglearium, and if you're wondering why I did it already, fun story. Yesterday night when I came here to check out everything, I caught her walking right here, and as soon as she spotted me, she went down there and she squeezed up here where the glass is going. So this is, I assume, through which she managed to escape somehow. I don't know, because I don't think that there is any other way through which she could squeeze, and even through here I don't know what is the space up here above the glass. But good thing that I caught her and that she didn't escape. Anyway, the frogs are already super impatient. So let me open this, and they're jumping over there instead of here, but the one is here, you see? And this will be the first frog. Let's check how easy this will be. So the idea is, oh, sure thing. There. Oh! I wanted to show you. Okay, second attempt, she is inside. Now I will grab as much as I can. I decided to put on the gloves so I can use my hands, because even though they are not poisonous in captivity, their skin is really delicate, so salts on your skin can harm their skin. That is the reason why I wear gloves. Man, this Dendrobates auratus, look how she is, so skinny. No matter how much I feed them, they just keep losing weight. There's a tiny baby over there that I will try to get, but it can squeeze whenever, so I need to be precise. Got it. Look how tiny it is. This one got tadpoles on the back. You see, there are tadpoles. And over there, there's a morning gecko baby. It would be really good to grab it now, which may be a difficult task. I cannot believe it, but look, if you can see it, I got it. I am the gecko whisperer. And I should also probably start with the millipedes. Here's one, over there in the back is the second one, and here I spotted third and fourth, and yeah, let's deal with that. One. By the time I grab the bucket, the one that was over there is gone. Great. Apparently they can be fast when they want it to be. Here are two, and here is the third. Are there any more under? Yeah, there are, you see. No, and with isopods I probably won't bother. I will just grab them together with the substrate. But these can be all over the place, so I need to keep my eye out. I'll put it here for now. We still need to find a couple of frogs, and I added the light because down here it is really dark. I need to check within the cork box and stuff, you know, because I definitely expect more frog babies. Ooh, a centipede baby, look at this. Not centipede, millipede, and I could also see a lot of springtails running around. But no frogs. We need to get this out. It contains tadpodes, although it is kind of dirty now, so you cannot see. We will put that here. Now I really expect to see a frog somewhere here. And maybe we should get this plant out of the way. It is doing a lot of shade, although it is kind of my bane, because I'm not really sure what I will do with this plant. I think that it is too big for the Junglearium. Okay, I ended up taking this plant out, and while I'm at it, I will take this plant out. Oh, another frog, but adult frog. I don't know from where it came. Okay, chill. Another baby frog. Not sure if you can see it, but here it is. And here is another, a bit bigger baby. Hey. This one is smarter and knows what is going on, but I'm even more smarter. Okay, where were we? I wanted to take this plant out, and it is funny how I could easily take all plants except the one that I originally wanted to take out. I mean the first plant that I wanted to take out. As you would expect, this one got a crazy root system. Look, roots are going all over here. Look how long. how long the roots are. Holy moly, how will I take it out? I have no idea, and I'm taking out isopods and everything. Man, impossible. How about this one? Oh, that is at least a bit easier. Alrighty then, look at this root system. Woo. Now we are making some progress. If I manage to pull this in one piece, this will be a miracle. Oh man, look at all these roots. I see another frog, and that frog can definitely see me. Now I want to take this rock, entire rock, and put it in the new Junglearium. It is out. Alright, technically so far so good, and I think that we can remove all the stuff from here. Also we can remove this plant and move all of this substrate into the bucket and mix it with a new batch, because I am pretty sure that we will need more substrate than it is currently in the Junglearium. So out you go. Actually I will keep that here. Oh, another rock. There are a bunch of rocks here. I see a lot of roach babies. And funny thing is, those babies are not visible outside. They are all just hiding all the time. Now look at all of this life. You see? There are roach babies here. More roach babies, roach babies. But where are the isopods? Here is one isopod, you see? Oh, and a big roach. Look at this. And a big isopod. Now it is interesting, look at the dirt here, I mean the substrate, while over here the substrate looks like this, and this is more of the mixture how it used to look when I put it inside, but somehow over here it turned into a mush. Did the roaches did that or what? More isopods, you see. But it seems like those isopods are the only isopods that manage to survive. I don't really see any other species. Although there are these tiny red ones, you see? So we added some tiny isopod species. Maybe they are those. I don't really remember anymore. But is there anything else in this substrate or no? Oh, look. Some worm. Worms are also probably turning the substrate into a mush. At least that is what I would expect. More roach babies. But I was hoping to find that other species of millipede, and they are nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. Anyway, here I have a mix of fresh substrate. It is a mixture of leaf litter, some orchid barks, and also this is dry sphagnum moss. So a healthy mixture of that. You see, fully dry, and we will get this wet substrate, this mushy substrate inside, mix it all up, and this will be a nice healthy mixture of substrate. And once we have that out of the enclosure, we can take the clay balls and create drainage layer in the new Junglearium. You see, a nice mixture. Alright, you see, I prepared the drainage layer with clay balls. I also put the mesh, a brand new mesh, and I put the rock on top of that. So it looks like this, and all around we need to put the substrate. And after that we can add the plants. And then we need to do the other side also. Now I'm really curious to see how much will I actually need. How much substrate will I actually need? Here in front, not a lot. Basically, this is all that it needs. But on the back, we need to go all the way up to the background. All right, this is all, but I still need a bunch here. So let's grab more substrate. And now when I look how much substrate there is left, I'm almost convinced that it should be enough. There was frog jumping. It's hiding. Never mind. There we go. This is a young one. Oh, no. I cannot look at the camera to see what I'm recording and also look at the frog. Oof, jumped out. There we go. Now I'm still hoping there are more inside, at least one. I know that one is usually always over there in the corner, so I'm hoping for that one. And maybe some over here, who knows, one baby at least. Let's continue dealing with the substrate. What do you think? Are roaches enjoying the commotion that is happening when I'm moving the substrate around like this? I don't think so. Thankfully, roaches are sturdy animals, so I'm pretty sure that they will be fine. Okay, I have more than enough for that side, so let's deal with that. Let's get this covered. And while we are here, in this corner, I want to add this plant. It currently looks like nothing is happening with it, but here the new stem is sprouting, and also here the new stem is sprouting, and this plant will be fine, you will see. It will grow tall all the way up. While here I want to put this plant, and hopefully it will grow up. Camera ran out of battery, but I kept working regardless, so you can see some real progress. Ta-da-da-da, look at this, you see? The plant is right there. Hopefully it will continue growing upwards somewhere here or maybe here, I don't really care. I also added this plant, you see, it goes all the way up to here from the bottom of the enclosure. I also added this plant, and oops, it is not really stable, and I'm not sure if it will continue to grow over there, but we will see. Also I added this plant, but leaves need to turn, of course, and a bunch of cork barks everywhere. I made hiding places for the frogs and other critters. You see here behind. So I hope that this side is nice and cozy, and it will be even better when we add the leaf litter. But first, drainage layer and substrate here, and then we will continue with the other side. I wasn't really sure if this will be enough clay balls, but it looks like it will be more than enough. Here comes the mesh. Not my best work, but it will do. I had to go around the roots and everything, the woods. So yeah, that's why it looks like this. But that shouldn't be any issue, because it won't be visible at all. Ooh, look at this big boy. A roach. Hoppa! I'm going in the water. Oh, more roaches. These are the roaches, if the camera is focusing correctly. And the babies that we were looking at are from these ones. Alright, it is a new day, and uh-oh, what do we got here? A little bit of condensation. I was really satisfied how there wasn't any condensation before, but I guess since I added the substrate, the plants, and a lot of misting on top, the condensation on the glass is still happening. So hopefully, now since I have the fan over there that can blow that hot and humid air out, I could turn it on more often, and hopefully that will help with the situation, but we'll fine-tune that after we set up the entire enclosure. Now I'll just remove the glass doors and we can continue the work. There we go. You can take a closer look at this corner, how I set everything up. It is looking neat, and we can now plant the plants. And these are the plants that we have left. They are all from the bottom of the Junglearium. Of course, I didn't remove any plants from the top. All right, let's have some fun. The plant goes like this. This is the spot for this plant, while this one will go here. This one is a climbing plant, and I'm not sure if I put it here, will it be able to climb up. I really hope that it should be. You see, it got super long roots, so getting all the nutrients shouldn't be a problem. Let me show you where I planted the rest. This one is here on top of this stump. I also planted this here. The fern is behind, you see, I just tucked it over there. These plants are planted here and also on this side here, and this little one is here. Hopefully they will all continue to grow. Now we need more plants. Primarily I want to grab the bromeliads from this wall, and hopefully I will stumble upon some lizards, I mean some geckos. And in theory these bromeliads should just go out like this. Oh, look at this. I think that this bromeliad was growing into the wrong direction. It went under this growing mat and not on top. So it ended up underneath. Hopefully it will be able to recover. Let me pull this one also. No surprises here. And these. They have a lot of roots, and I need to check every one of them so nothing is on or inside of them. Now this big one will potentially contain something, or should I say someone. Holy moly, if I can pull it out. Oof. Barely. Any geckos here? No, not really. But look how nice it is. Nice and big one. Oh, one millipede here. Where are geckos hiding? That's the question. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a new bromeliad sprouting here. Let's figure out where these will go. This big one should be like the centerpiece somewhere. Like here, if I could attach him, I should have placed some cork bark here when I was working on this area. Although maybe we can still fix that. It's something like that. Now we just fix that to the cork bark and that's it. And you know, for that we have steel cable. Perfect. And we can actually attach more to this same cork bark. Alright, it is looking fuller and fuller, right? So let's grab more plants. I want these bromeliads. You see the one here? Oh. And we have some bromeliads here. This one is already attached to the branch, so that can be useful. And more bromeliads here. You see, this one is also sprouting 2 new bromeliads, and I definitely will try to take a piece of that wood. But what is concerning, I don't see any more geckos. Where are all the geckos? I also managed to keep the branch, you see. Let me remove this. Oh, look at this. Gecko eggs, these 2 are hatched while these 4 are unhatched. We will put that in the Junglearium, in the new Junglearium. So where are all the geckos then? I was expecting that they will jump everywhere once I start to tear this down, but nope. I don't see any movement. Here is one mourning gecko. This is one adult and it was actually behind, so yeah, they still have a bunch of hiding spots. Which makes me hopeful that we will find more. I'll try to take this cork bark out and we can probably just reuse it in the new Junglearium. Since it is covered with all the plants, you see. Oh, I didn't expect that I have this plant. Hopefully I can remove it from the back. Yeah, I can. Excellent. This plant can grow really nice, but it was in the shade here, so I think that that's why it is so small. Let's put them here and let me show you. You see, at first I thought that the cork bark branch is too big, but it fits over there nicely, right? Yeah. You will go right here, and the other one I'll just experiment with it, and I will partially submerge it in the water and we'll see if it will attach to the actual rock. Ah, here it is. I just kept working and this is the final result. I still need to do a couple of things in the Junglearium, but the plants, these are all the plants that I intend to put inside. Just look at how everything looks. I would say pretty darn good, huh? And yeah, of course, I can technically squeeze more plants inside, but I want them to grow naturally and leave space for them to grow. For example, this one, you see. This one will definitely, most likely, continue growing here. So therefore, I want to have this open space for it to go and expand its territory, while these will also get bigger here, and also this one. But you get the picture, right? We have a ton of bromeliads. You see, I also added here and here these bromeliads. One over here. So now, before we add the inhabitants, we need to do one final thing, which is to add the leaf litter and then finally sand for the texture. Even though it is not important here, adding sand is like officially making an enclosure finished. I have these nice big leaves, but also I will add smaller leaves, don't you worry. You see how better it looks with all these leaves, and I even scattered some leaves around the perimeter everywhere. They're not so visible, but yeah. And now the final ingredient. You know how when you, I don't know how it is called, but when you have a new boat, then you always need to like break a champagne bottle on it. That is something like that. With this sand, the enclosure is officially complete and ready for the animals. And by the way, this is available on the web shop, the dark dense sand for the texture, the original sand that I actually use in all of my enclosures, and it is collected like 10 kilometers away from my house, away from dark den. So if you want a piece of Croatia inside of your enclosures, this is how you get it. Or you can just get it as a cool trinket for you or your friends. Yeah, get yours today. Let me show you something interesting. First unfortunate thing is all of these plants together with all of these plants will remain unused because they are the whiny plants, you know, and they climb around and I don't need them. I put a couple of stems from each plant, so I will have all of them, but I don't need this many. That is an unfortunate thing, and I didn't even include this plant because I just don't have the space for it. And also that one, that big one over there, I will put it in a big pot and just keep it in my house. Let me show you some interesting thing. You remember this down here, it is a bit dark, but this is where the first leak occurred, and it actually happened when we pulled a plant from this corner. It was actually not that exact plant, that species of plant, but the original plant. I know that it looks like this is the original plant, but this was actually the baby from that original plant, and it's grown like huge. Anyway, you have seen the roots, how long they are, and when I pulled the plant from this corner, those roots were holding really good, and that is when the leak occurred. And look at this, you see this? This is the root. I don't know if it is the root from that plant, but look, it peeled the hydro insulation, breaking the barrier, and underneath, you see, under this silicone there is just the board, and it leaked through that. So yeah, that is how the first leak occurred. The roots just destroyed the hydro insulation. Now at least we know what happened. I also want to pull this, because I'm wondering if we will find something behind. I just glued this fabric with silicone, but it is going down really easy, you see. Honestly, I was hoping that we will find some geckos hiding behind, but unfortunately no geckos. And as I was dealing with all of this, I managed to find another lugubris female and another lugubris baby, the morning gecko, but unfortunately no day geckos, no sign of them. I spotted one, but I didn't manage to catch it. It ran somewhere above, so I know it is there somewhere. But this is really disappointing. We added 5 inside, and to end up with 2, while they were clearly hatching because I spotted babies, I really don't know what's up with that. The environment, it should be all right for them, because if the environment wasn't good, then none of them would survive. So the environment is good, but it seems that they are eating each other just too much, and the babies have hard time surviving. I think that that's the case. Also another thing, look what happens when I break down a piece of this log. Ton of isopods inside, and I will add this into the Junglearium. They clearly enjoy it a lot. I will take all of these plants out of camera, and hopefully during that I will find at least one day gecko baby. Otherwise this is a huge failure. Here are the frogs. I have 10 in total. I also found one off camera. This is the Dendrobates, and these are the millipedes. It is just crazy how many millipedes there are inside. If you are coming to Verona Expo in October, I believe, they will be available, so you can reserve them. You see, these are the babies, while rest, majority are adults. They are slowly rolling into their new enclosure, and this one is cleaning or something. Technically, there are now first inhabitants inside that I intentionally added. All the isopods and roaches doesn't really count because they came in with the substrate. And I can tell you that they were excellent choice for this enclosure, for the Junglearium, the original Junglearium, because together with frogs they are basically always visible, and that is something that I really like, that you can actually see and enjoy the animals and not just have them hiding somewhere in the enclosure. Yeah, geckos, I am looking at you, because most of the time they are just hiding in the enclosure, and especially when someone comes and wants to check them out, then they are nowhere to be seen. Need to make it nice, and I wouldn't like to say shiny, clear, yeah, crystal clear. Not perfect, but it will do. Alright, that's it. Those are on, so we can add the buggers, and I will first go with the geckos. We will add all 5 of them. First and the only day gecko. Here you go, girl. You have been inside for 2 days. I know that you are eager to stretch your legs and do your stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh. Enjoy it, you have a ton of new hiding places, even more than in original Junglearium. Next is baby lugubris without the tail up. Hey little one, check this out. Go on the branch, no, not on my hand. Go somewhere else, come on. Yes, there we go. It is so white, right? Maybe freshly hatched, I don't know. And by the way, their tail will just regrow. Now the second lugubris baby. There we go. Just watch yourself. I don't know if this one is hungry, huh? Here comes the adult female. She's kind of panicking. There's the baby and there's the day gecko. And the big female went behind the branch, I think. Oh. Why did you... If you're afraid of my hand, why did you jump on my hand? That is some weird logic. And last female. Just check out how dark she is when you compare her with the babies and the other female. Come on, go out. There we go. Now all geckos, at least the ones that I found, are inside. Look at them. Ooh, she is angry that other female is near her. Now we can deal with the frogs. These 5 will go on this side, while the other 5 will go on the other side. Here comes the first one. Let's go, Mr. Frog. Boink. First frog in new Junglearium. Hype, hype, hype! Second one is the one with the tadpoles. Dude, there is immediately a spot where you can dump them. Up there. Third, fourth, and fifth. And that one over there went for an expedition. These are also going up. Look at all of them. They're going up. Well, this one is going here on the corner. So let's close this side. Gotta love that sound, right? So we can go to the other side. They will all be released here. And first one is Dendrobates auratus. She immediately jumped. Look at her. Sweet, if only she wasn't so skinny. Yeah, that is a nice pool. Just for all of you. The ones that we released on the other side were the adults, while here we will put babies and juveniles. Boink. Tiny baby. Boink. Even tinier baby. Boink. Look how cute they are. That is the tiniest baby. While this one is just a little bit bigger. And this one is yellowish, while the other one is... Where you go? It's more orange. Yeah, just like this one. Awesome. And here is the last one. Last frog and last animal that we will add in this video. Or actually, we will do a time jump. And then tomorrow I will see if I will find more geckos in the old Junglearium. Listen to that. Who is making that sound? I mean, I know that lugubris are doing that, but what are they fighting about? Look how this day gecko is chill. Super chill. Chilling on the leaf. Like, whatever, guys. Ooh, and one millipede is reaching some heights. Anyway, for frogs, for small frogs, there are a lot of hiding places under the leaves, in the cork barks, in the rocks, behind the rocks, ton of places so they can hide and be super incognito, you know. Or they can just walk across the background. Whatever they want to do. For the next couple of hours, the day gecko was super active and he scouted the entire enclosure back and forth a couple of times. And thankfully, later in the old Junglearium, I found the other day gecko and another lugubris female. So now the total number is 2 day geckos and 5 moaning geckos. I gave them gecko food, and then second day gecko almost immediately went for it. But as he was enjoying his meal, another interested party showed up. A moaning gecko tried to shoo him away, but he just shrugged and continued as nothing happened. Lugubris once again began to approach slowly, and as she got super close, I expected that they would just share the meal, but then she beat the clamary hard. I think that she went for an eye, but once again he just casually went back as nothing happened. Lugubris looked pissed as if she couldn't believe what was happening. She once again slowly approached, but this time day gecko started to do some moves, which I assume meant some sort of business, and then as she licked food a couple of times, another female attacked her from the back, and Clamary used that commotion to once again shoo her away, and also managed to shoo the other female. With some weird body moves, I don't really know. While in the meantime, the other day gecko watched all of that commotion from the safe distance on this bromeliad. Also noticed this lugubris baby hiding in the crack. The next day I did the water change and got a nice surprise. There were tadpoles already in the lake, and honestly I was surprised that frog chose that over the intended cups I left them. I'm so satisfied, and I cannot believe that this is over, that the Junglearium is done, the Junglearium 2.0 is finished. And yeah, I know that there is currently fog on the glass, you see, but that only happens when fan is turned off. And now I turned it on, and probably by the time I'm finished with this outro, the fog will be gone. I set up the GoPro to record a time lapse so you can see how after the misting, when the fan is turned off, how fog appears on the glass, but then really quickly when fan turns on, it is gone. And unfortunately, I know that the quality of the video is not the best, but you can still see how much life there is now in the Junglearium. Everything is moving and crawling with life. I need to set up this camera and do a proper time lapse, but that is a story for another video. For now, we are done, and we can start thinking about which new animals we will add inside. I already have a couple of ideas. As I said, next expo for me is Verona Reptiles in Italy in October, and over there I will look for some new inhabitants for the Junglearium 2.0. But as always, your suggestions are always welcome. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something, and also share it with your friends. If you want to support this channel even more, there's a Patreon page and also a webshop page with merch and stuff, as I already mentioned. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I upload on Monday and sometimes a live stream on Sunday, so there is still some fog, so I guess it takes a bit more than a couple of minutes. But anyway, see you again really soon. Bye.